Hey guys, 3 and Still Gaming here with yet another video. On today's video, I want to talk about Gotham Knights. I've been playing it since Friday, since the launch day, but I also want to talk about the reviewer process and the reviews and what people are saying about this game. It's a little bit of a rant, but before I dive in, if you like our content here, please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. As always, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I do appreciate you. Let's see if we can get 50 likes on this video. I do appreciate you very much for watching. Let's get to the actual content. If you're coming into this game thinking it's an Arkham game, then you're going to be set up for disappointment. If you're coming into this game and thinking that the Arkham game fight mechanics are going to be in this, you're picking the wrong game. If you think this is the Spider-Man of this, of DC, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. Is this game perfect? No, it's not perfect in any way, shape, or form. The UI is bad. The control schemes sometimes are bad. The frame rate issue that everyone has a problem with is bad. But if you can get past, because if you're going to compare this game to the other Arkham games, then compare it at the exact same. It's 30 frames or a little less than 30 frames at some points. But the game itself is an actual good game. This is not a cyberpunk game where it came out broken, buggy. Now, there are bugs and glitches and stuff for certain people on certain things. This is not a massive thing. PC has problems doing co-op or whatnot, and that's a shame because co-op is actually a lot of fun. I went into this game as they were showing it from 2 years ago to up to what we got until launch, and I was worried. I was only playing it for the story, but I was worried about the rest of the stuff, right? And the stuff that they put in this game is exactly what they wanted to make. They had to get rid of Batman. They had to get rid of Gordon. They had to get rid of the Joker. What they've done with this game, this is an RPG action with a little bit, there's a little bit of a live service in here, and this is one of my main things. I mean, I played Marvel's Avengers for way too long, know the ins and outs of that game, and I was worried that Gotham Knights was going to be the Marvel's Avengers for DC. And 100%, I still believe it was supposed to be like Marvel's Avengers, but they decided to change it along the way, and we got what we got today. And I think it's a better game for that experience because they could do DLCs down the line and make a lot better, features and change things where the business model for Marvel's Avengers was broke at the very start, where everything comes free, okay? They're giving free updates with this, and they're also hopefully going to give us DLC down the road. Now, this game's combat is fun for what this is. This is not someone else's combat. This is their combat. The closest combat, instead of people going the free flow because of Arkham Knights, if you look at this, and if you want to compare it, you can compare it to an Assassin's Creed like Odyssey. You can compare it to a Shadow of War. Okay, you can compare it to these things because that's what it feels like. You can't compare it to the other games that do completely different fight mechanics, okay? The developers have done a really good job, in my opinion, about, I know reviewers, they say that, well, it's boring and mundane, but they've literally given you the fantasy. By taking out Batman and all the other characters that you know, they're giving you these 4 characters that are known, but not well known, okay? And they're trying to make you feel like you are protecting Gotham. And I think they've done a pretty damn good job. Now, again, this is not like a review. This is just my opinion. You have your opinions and I have mine, and this conversation is a conversation. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. When I look at this and I see the reviewers, I've watched a lot of reviews, and all of the reviews talk about this game they went in it to hate it. They went into this game to hate it. They went into this game by comparing it to other games instead of just giving you the options and the opinions based off just this game. Now, obviously, making comparisons to other superhero games, sure, but to take this superhero game and compare it is one thing, but to take this superhero game and to judge it against the other one is disingenuous. I think a lot of reviewers and a lot of content creators on all platforms look at this to get on the negative side because negative, let's be honest, makes games and videos click. Where if you have positive, people watch it and they're good. They're like, yeah, that's good, and they move on, and your video doesn't get as many clicks as it does if it's negative. So a lot of reviewers going in, I just don't like the standard review, and they showed themselves. They expose themselves to the person who they are, because now you know that the reviewers of the higher end, right? I'm not even talking about content creators. I'm talking about reviewers. I'm talking about the major publications here, so-called paid for or shills, right? You can tell that they just review a game as fast as possible. They don't actually enjoy the game for what it is. Now, obviously, you could put 30 hours into a game, but you could hate that game for 30 hours because you're just not interested in it. If I don't like RPGs, but yet I'm reviewing an RPG and I'm like, this is just not as good as this other RPG, and you just hate it, you're gonna, for the rest of your review, you're gonna have this biased opinion on it, instead of just reviewing the game for what it is. Then they also have to move on as fast as possible because they have their next game to review. Okay, so if they're spending 30 hours on this, and then all of a sudden Modern Warfare comes out and they have to spend time on that, and then they have to spend time on Plague Tale, and then they have to spend time on... There's just an impossible amount of time. Hence why YouTube content creators, the people that are like myself, and this is not a promotion for myself because I do play other games, but I take my time with the game. I dive in, give you my full thoughts, and you make your own opinion based on the hours I put in. And it's not like I put 30 hours in, I'm just blinding going through nothing. I'm putting the time in with each character, with each thing, and really, really digging in, so when you come in for information, I can give you a fair take. Now, I'm not going to be the one that gets the videos up quick and fast as anybody else. I'm going to be slow and methodical with a game that I'm interested in. The reason I can tell you that Anthem was bad is because I put hundreds of hours into it. The reason I can tell you Marvel's Avengers was good or bad is because I put hundreds of hours into it. The reason I could tell you about Fallout 76 is because I put hundreds of hours into it. People play games for not 8 to 20 hours. They play for 50, 70, 100, 200, 300 hours, and those people want to know more about the inner workings of the game and what all the little steps are, if it's a live service game, not a live service game, or just a more in-depth game like an RPG. Do you have to play a game hundreds of hours to find out it's bad? No, absolutely not. But at the same time, I'm looking to have more of a conversation with people, and when people come for a certain game, they want to know all aspects of it. And if you're just glancing over it, you can talk about it, but you can't go into depth conversation about that type of stuff. I think reviewers just in general up against the time frame, and they have to go through the game as fast as possible. There are creators out there, there are reviewers out there that do take their time with it, but sometimes you can see their bias. Now, you could say that maybe I'm biased, and because I like superhero games, I'm a little bit more less critical of them. And that would be 100% false, because if you guys ever watch or listen to any of my content in the past, you would know that I gave Marvel's Avengers a lot of crap. But at the same time, I do enjoy moments of that game. And I did 100% of the time tell people it's not worth the price of a mission at the very beginning, but the campaign, if you want the campaign. And I'm going to take the same stand with this game. If you're in it for just the story, as I am, this is 100% worthwhile. But on that caveat, I don't think it's worth the $70 price tag. I think the $70 price tag is what's giving the most criticism about this game, because $70, one, people don't like. I understand it's an extra $10, but when you put that $70, because the industry said games are going up, next-gen games are going up to $70, so people assume that this was a next-gen game. And let's just call a duck a duck. This is not a next-gen game. Are there moments in this game that you could go, yeah, you know what, it looks good, but it's not a next-gen game? This was an old-gen system that they ported to the new-gen system because they had to make more money off of it. They dropped the old one, and then they raised it $10. And I think if this game came out like Plague Tale, like a $60 game, then it would 100% not get as much crap for not being 60 frames per second, okay? If this was just a regular price game of the past, this would have gotten less criticism. But here we are. The game itself, the story itself, I think is worth it for as much as I played so far, and I still haven't even completed the story. Myself, I'm about 26, 27 hours into this game right now, and I don't know how close I am to beating it, but I'm very much enjoying what they've done. The voice acting, is it the best? No, but it's actually pretty good. The cutscenes are really good. The story, is it the best story? No, I would compare it to, like, Avatar wasn't the best story ever, but you know what? It made a lot of money because it was a good story. Okay? This is a good story within the world of Gotham. And if you came into this game thinking that, well, it's not Batman, this game sucks, well, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to suck for you. But if you come in with an open mind and just like the characters for who they are and learn about the characters and play through the game, it's actually a really good game that I would pick up. I would say max, I would say $50. $50. If it came out at $60, I would wait for it to go on sale to about $50, and I would pick it up. Because I think just the story alone, plus all the side quests and the stuff that you're doing, I think is worth the price of admission of that price. It is not worth $70, and I would say wait for it to go on sale, or even later down the road, because it is a single-player game. Yes, there's co-op, but you really can just wait to play this game by yourself. And if someone of your friends has this game, down the road, you can pick it up and play it with them co-op. Now, these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Let me know what you think of this game. Let me know what you think about what the review process is. All of this is just conversation. Mine is not king or the word. These are just my thoughts, like I said. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And as always, I do appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.